I believe when you go into that 100 mile plus distance, you really get this experience that you can't get from the shorter races. You have to dig to a deeper part of yourself. You really hit rock bottom at some point, being out there overnight alone with your thoughts at times, and just having to summon this energy that some of those other races don't provide. Hi, my name is Boone Marois and I'm a wannabe trail runner. The Hellbender 100 is this dream race of mine. It's a race that's held in Old Fort, North Carolina. It's just, these trails are epic. They're East Coast, they're steep, they're rocky, they have beautiful views, and it just really brings together the Western North Carolina trail running community, which I really come to love. And so the Hellbender 100 is 100 miles through our backyard, through our trails, and this year I was fortunate enough to be able to run it. In my opinion, to do it well, you need a team. And so I recruited a team, which included my wife Lex, my mom Libby was out there, my good friends Brian Atkinson, his wife Kayla Atkinson, and Justin Reeder. They were out there helping to support me and pace me, and to lead them through all of my details. I created a race document, which to me is also helpful because it gives me goals, it gives me timelines, it gives me a sense of organization that I've done all I can do to prepare, so that we're not just embracing chaos. And so I used the race documents to kind of break the race down into steps, A station to A station, crew stop to crew stop. Like, how was I going to approach each section of the race? And having a document, having a plan really helped me chunk it out and rather see it as 100 miles. We focus on this 7-mile section or this 10-mile section, made it all a lot more manageable. We are heading to Old Fort, North Carolina. Feeling a bit old nervous, getting the pre-race jitters and butterflies, and trying to shake out some of that energy and just go in with good vibes. The weather been sunny all day. Now looks like we're driving into a storm. So who knows? I have a pretty good track record of bringing on rain to races, so we'll see what happens in the morning. Hoping the rain holds off though. Okay, we can park there. The night before Hellbender was eventful. I always count on 0 good sleep the night before a race because there's anxiety and adrenaline and a lot of variables. Hellbender. Be there in person for the pre-race meeting. I just gotta find where the line starts. It's the hardest thing in the world. Keeps that headlight going. To enjoy some time connecting with the community, hearing the race directors talk, give us some last minute course details. And just experience the impact that Hurricane Helene has had on the community.
And both races reached out to us after the storm to reassure us that we still, even an alternate course, if we can make the race happen, we would still count as a qualifier, and we really appreciate that as well. If you do have any questions, I used to be a high school teacher, save your questions for the end. We'll get there. I might answer them on the way.
But also the wonderful impact that the community coming together to support each other in the time of need has had, and how it's brought us closer. At the end of those events, we huddled into the tent to brace the midnight thunderstorms and rain, and we're thankful to avoid getting soaked. Yeah, we're out here at Camp Greer. We're in our little chateau here, our tent, getting cozy by the riverside for a little wind and down time to get some Z's before the big race tomorrow. We got our alarm set for 3:30 a.m. and hopefully give us enough time to get the show on the road. So here's to a good night of sleep. So alarm goes off, 3:20 a.m. Stumble out of the tent, a little groggy, bracing the cool morning air, noticing that the rain has thankfully stopped. You're just enveloped in this darkness, and you're trying to prepare yourself for the moments to come. And so how I prepare, for these races is I start off by coffee. Everything has to start with coffee, as you can see, and then having some pre-race oatmeal, some pre-race bicarb. Tasty bicarb this morning for those hard efforts. Really trying to do every little thing that I can do, and then the rest of it was kind of about checking gear, making sure we were prepared. We had the race plan in place.
Good morning, good morning. We are going to go ahead and start doing our pre-race briefing for this thing. If you're still checking in, just keep doing that. About 100 plus volunteers helping out this weekend. So if you see a volunteer, make sure you give them a huge thumbs up, a hug, sweaty hug. And thank you for being out here and supporting us.
Alright, I need you to help me get my clothes on.
Okay. Your pack, you're not stuffing them down at the bottom of your pack. They're stuffed in the bottom.
We were able to get a little bit warmed up into the start line, get our gear checked, get the last little bit of nerves out before the race started at 5 a.m.
You need to grab a little salamander and take it with you, drop it off at the long outfit station.
So 10 minutes before the race, there's a lot happening. You're trying to get every last thing tied up, and I'm just a ball of nerves, running around, trying to empty my bladder, trying to get the pre-race poop in. I gotta poop. Will you drop this for me?
Yes.
Okay. And it was just not happening. And sometimes that happens in races. Things don't go to plan. Was able to get in the starting line on time.
Thank y'all for being here. Thanks for supporting today.
Didn't get as much of a warm up in as I wanted, but
3.5 minutes from start. All right, that is time to move over to the start line. Move over to the start line so we can get this thing started.
Got there, kind of worked my way towards the front of the race. Like I said, there's 175 people entered, and I thought that I could finish somewhere in the top 25, so I didn't want to be passing a bunch of people, so I kind of worked myself into the first 20 people on the starting line, and then the banjo goes off as tradition is. And
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Running down a camp road, which is a gravel road. You take off pretty fast, probably 7-minute pace or so, which is a little bit faster than I'm comfortable with in a 100-mile effort. But I think it's important for positioning before you get onto the single track. And so we're running in small groups. I was probably in the second group or the chase group for the first bit, running down the gravel road, trusting our headlights before we got on the Copper Ridge Trail. Started climbing the single track. Yeah, and so coming off of Copper Ridge Trail, you jump onto some pavement for a little bit, which connects you over to Kitsuma. And the locals will know Kitsuma as like this epic mountain bike trail. not so much of a running trail, but it's a pretty epic single track as well. And so we begin this climb of about 2,000 feet over the course of a few miles in the dark. And I was really grateful to have brought my trekking poles for this section, which I was kind of on the fence about, but made kind of steady progress, chatting with some of their other runners as we made our way up Kitsuma as the sun was rising. And so that was a pretty neat experience to be able to see the sun come through the trees as you're kind of cresting all of Kitsuma's false summits. And then Kitsuma kind of peaks out after a bunch of false peaks, and then you kind of bomb down towards the first aid station, which is at the base of Kitsuma there. And I remember vividly the gentleman who ended up winning the race from Norway just bombs down Kitsuma past me, and I remember looking at him at the time like, he's either going to win the race or his quads are going to blow up halfway. And sure enough, he went on to win the race. Yeah, so Kitsuma, thank goodness, there's a porta potty there. And then, afterwards I was really focused on cooling, which was part of the race plan. And so I just come out of the porta potty and I'm like, water. And I got the volunteers, thankfully, to put some extra water on my head and neck and really cooled off. Even though it was only about the 50s at that time, it was really humid and the temperatures were going to increase into the mid 70s, which can certainly get hot. So the next section of the race, you jump on road for a little bit, and then you jump on Point Lookout Trail, which is this quite scenic paved greenway. I think pavement gets a lot of grief in the trail running community, but this pavement is really quite awesome. I mean, there's such good views. The key was like trying not to kill your quads on that section. And then after that, you jump onto Bernard Mountain, which is this newer trail done by the G5 Collective. And this was probably one of the absolute highlights of the race, because the mountain laurels were just out in full bloom, and you're just summiting this mountain with just you're running through tunnels of these beautiful white flowers, and as the sun's coming up and coming through the trees, that was really, really inspiring, and was what kind of got me through those initial climbs.
Live course update. We're about 13-14 miles in. It's got the top of Bernard Mountain, making our way down towards the first crew access. Graphite. Feeling okay. Overall, it's pretty humid. Trying to stay cool. And IT bands, quads, hamstrings are a little more sore than I'd like at this point, but we're gonna, take care of that and get on with the rest of the race.
So after a Bernard Mountain summit, you make your way towards the first crew access station, which is at roughly 19-20 miles into the race at Graphite 1, which is a kind of a church area. And after I summited Bernard, I was feeling pretty good. It's mostly downhill forest roads or gravel roads from there. So I was just cruising. Turns out I was feeling pretty decent. I came in at around 8:11 a.m. in the morning, when kind of my predicted time for my crew was 8:30 to 9 a.m. And thankfully, crew, my mom and Lex were there. They made it about 5 minutes before I did, and so able to kind of get a little bit of a chaotic crew stop, but get everything, switch vests, get an ice pack on, get some real food in me, and then get ready for the climb up Heartbreak Ridge.
Yeah, I got you. You want them in?
I need help. Yeah. In. Okay.
Do you need any more ice?
I need to get squirted down.
Okay. Where's your ice?
Just right pour here. Some water on me. Okay. Any Coke or water to drink?
Yeah, we have a small water Coke in the cooler.
Can I get a Coke?
And in that little red cooler, there's a Coke. Should be right on close to the tap.
Anything else, B? Do you need a towel for your face?
I'm okay. Okay, that's fine. That's better than nothing else. All right, I'm gonna get going.
Yeah, you need to check in there. Did you?
Okay. I checked in. All right.
All right, go check in up there. Woo woo! Go B! Go, go, go! Go B, go B!
Yeah, so leaving crew at around mile 19:20 and making way up Star Gap up to Heartbreak Ridge, I was feeling pretty good. You know, still early in the day, temperature's still a little bit cooler. I got some ice and ice bandana on, and I had done the Star Gap Heartbreak climb several times in training, so super familiar with it. And I think a lot of runners around the area kind of, you know, it's a little intimidating, but I love this trail. It's so pretty this time of the year, and was really able to get engaged in that climb, use my poles well, and gain about 3,500 feet of elevation over the course of 6 or so miles up to Old Mitchell Toll Road, and just kind of got in a groove, but took a moment to compose myself and found a couple other runners, and we started making our way down Old Mitchell Toll Road into in towards the Montreat section of the race. And it's really hard to get into a rhythm on this road if you've never been up there. It's just all these kind of boulders that are all these different sizes. You have some flatter sections, you have some more boulder sections. It goes up, it goes down, there's water crossings, it's impossible to get in a rhythm, but I felt like having a little bit of company and having some runners around gave me enough motivation to kind of keep a decent pace on the toll road. So after you get through the toll road, which is this like seemingly forever stretch of road of boulders, you come up on Long Gap Aid Station, which they conveniently used as 3 different aid stations, and so is a central hub for all of these different out and backs, which was kind of cool because you got to see runners throughout all different stages of the race. So after I swung through Long Gap 1, I picked up some more gels from my drop bag because there was no crew allowed at this kind of remote aid station. And then I made my way up towards Graybeard Summit, which Graybeard is one of the more notable summits in the Montreat area. It's a little bit of a technical climb and was the high point of the race. And so I was just pushing on the climb with my poles, trying to keep a little bit of a gap on these 3 young kids that were chasing me up. I was able to maintain a little bit of a gap on them until the summit, which had some really nice views, and then had these little tiny salamanders that you had to pick up to prove that you did the out and back. So I picked up my salamander. I let the younger kids go ahead of me because they looked like they were feeling good. And then at that point, I made it to the top of Graybeard in about 12th place because I was able to see all the people coming down the summit before me. After the summit, you do your best to kind of make it down the technical downhill and back into Long Gap Aid Station for the second time. So came into Long Gap again, refilled the bottles, got some real food, and then headed back out for another out and back, this time on the kind of going on Trestle Trail over towards the Lookout Rocks. So Lookout Rocks is a super popular trail in Montreat that has pretty epic views of the surrounding mountains. It's short and punchy, but pretty accessible for people who are coming to town for a brief stay. I've done this section many times before, but never 40 miles into a race. And then it's straight up. It's a like kind of sheer vertical wall where you're scrambling, climbing on these rocks. You got to put your poles away because you're using both hands to kind of make it up to the top of Lookout Rocks. And so that was a kind of a punch in the gut at that point in the race when you're starting to feel hot and fatigued and not seeing crew in a while. But was able to make it to the top of Lookout Rocks and then jump back onto the toll road and make my way back towards Long Gap aid station for the third time. Yeah, so made it back to Long Gap and then took off back towards Old Mitchell Tow Road. When I'm leaving Long Gap, it's early afternoon, maybe around 1 o'clock or so, and heat of the day, you're seeing people come in look pretty overheated. Despite all the cooling I was doing, I'm still feeling a little hot at that point. All the ice had melted. I started making my way back up Old Mitchell Toll Road, and so we already talked about the pains of coming down. Going up was so much worse, and it's so hard to get into a rhythm, and I was just feeling pretty spent after having done over 10,000 feet of elevation in that first 50K. And so I'm just kind of trying to stay in a good mental space, working my way up that road, and had a couple people pass me, but didn't get too down on myself because of that. I saw the first female pass me at that time, and she was looking incredibly strong, and went on to run an incredibly strong rest of the race as well. The toll road was just real low for me. I mean, it's more exposed, it's hotter, there's sun coming down, you can't get into a rhythm at all, and it's like this perfect grade that like you should be able to run, but you don't want to run, and so you're stuck between this like hike jog, which is just really infuriating. And I think the thing that kept me going was I knew that I was picking up my pacers at Graphite, the second stop at Graphite, where the next time I was going to see my crew. So I was really motivated to get there. I think I told them I was going to make it there by 5 p.m. And my first pacer was Kayla Atkinson, and I knew that she was gonna be there. She had made arrangements for her kids to be watched so that she could pace me, and I really wanted to make sure that I could live up to the timeline that I gave my crew and pacers. Met first Kayla, my first pacer, at the bottom of the aid station, who ran me in, started hyping me up right away, and then got into the rest of the aid station, the rest of the crew.
So yeah, I've never done anything like this, so I was really excited to get to be a part of it. One, because it's just like a fun thing with little kids, but also I've never been a part of any ultra marathon, so I didn't really know what to expect. Like, was Boone gonna be seeming horrible? Was he gonna be happy? I don't know. So after we got to the aid station and set up, I was kind of standing at the bottom of the hill with a few other people waiting for people, and it was funny because you would think you would be able to know it was Boone, but every time we all were like kind of staring like, is that our person? And then I saw the bucket hat. I was like, okay, it's him. And I was excited, but also kind of ran up to check in and helped if he needed anything, and sort of then just waited for his cue that we were gonna be on our way. And so
Let's go, Boone. Have fun, pal.
And then my Voltaren. You can just leave it on.
Yeah.
Knock it off your post.
Knock it off my post.
All right.
You want
This is gonna go in the other bag.
in here?
Voltaren next. Are you changing your pants at all?
No, I'm taking off the shoes though.
Okay. Good. I don't have to stare at those neon shorts that are triggering for me. Yeah. Lex, just instruct me if there's anything. Grab his shoe. No, grab his socks.
I can put we'll leave the same socks on. I'm just gonna.
Get his bib out of his cooler. You need ice anywhere else? Like any water anywhere else?
I'll take some ice on my head right now.
Okay, just put this on his head.
Yeah, just a little warm. That's good. That's nice. Oh yeah. Do you have the Theragun nearby too?
Yep, it's right here. Where do you want it?
Just like the
feet?
IT band and quads.
Yeah, I got you. Where to take them out?
You have the Tylenol already?
Yeah, so you want two?
No, just one.
Okay, and then that water.
You said chips, anything else other than chips?
I might take like a PB&J and a Coke.
Okay, we got that.
Okay, I got that.
Coke for Elizabeth.
Yep.
Who's Elizabeth, dude?
His mom. Libby.
It's the only one. It was the only one we could reach at 8 o'clock this morning.
Wow.
It was on top. How you doing?
I think we're on pace.
Yeah.
You sure are.
There's a lot of fast people.
Yeah.
There was just like not that far ahead of you. Not that I'm getting competitive on you, but not
There's a
that
lot.
far ahead. There was a ton.
I saw them all, yeah.
You want new socks too?
No.
Thank you.
I'll keep
Yeah.
the same socks on.
Anything else?
You don't want this Tylenol while you're laying down, do you?
No. Let me, can you just hold my legs up for a little bit? And there's like, no one is really cooling out there. I'm like, are you guys all just gonna like, I'm cooling and I feel hot.
Here, sponge them one more time.
Well, that's why
Yeah,
you're
you
gonna
need
get
to
her.
forehead.
They're maybe they're making errors and you're gonna capitalize.
Yeah. But
Yeah, he's cooling now
Dude.
to benefit later.
do you want going up Lookout Rock at mile 40 was that's cruel. Yeah.
Do you want us to dunk your bucket hat?
Yeah.
Or do you want a new hat?
Wait, can I get the black hat?
The Nike? You want it wet?
Yeah, let's get it.
I don't have one.
Anything else?
We got the new vest ready to go.
Yep. And I have your Blinky and that yellow night core. You want both?
No, at the next aid station.
Next page. Okay, so we'll take that out. I got it.
All right.
And I have an extra water bottle if you want it to go. It's just water. Do you want that, Boone?
Maybe. Just lay it out. All right.
Oh, and you got her blinker.
Yeah, he doesn't want this until the next week. But I have
This-
to ask. Sunny.
Yeah, that's gonna go on. Shade, buddy.
I got you. You can be in it. Did you get your Coke yet?
Where's PB&J? That Tylenol is laying right there.
I have it in my
Oh, you
hand.
have it? Oh,
We
okay.
just saw Mary.
Do you need any sunscreen?
Oh, no, we didn't go to play. But Well, we've been
I'll be
listening
fine.
to the book on tape. Did you know there's books? No, but ACA just did Mary Poppins the play. And it was incredible.
Yeah, I'm loving your pace.
Having fun.
Well,
The toll road.
there might be a
Can-
play. There might be a matinee tomorrow. You should look. It's kind of long.
Yeah. No words.
Shove
The
it.
only reason
No
You
words.
can kick
I took
rocks.
Andy at 6 p.m. So I was a little like, oh shoot. But like she was like flying. Like it's really good. What do you think, Jane? We've been really
All right.
Oh, yeah, Boone. You're doing great.
Justin, you ready to rip some
Oh yeah.
6
man.
minute miles
Yep,
later?
we're doing it. I get to run a lot.
I'm gonna.
I get to run a bunch of road sections with you, so that means I got it, Lex.
Oh, that's probably what I should have done.
Do you want new arm sleeves? I have black ones.
No. Can I get some ice in these though?
Yes.
Oh,
so let's
yeah.
put this on.
Cool.
Here, you're gonna have to roll them back up.
Yeah.
Can't see.
I'll hold it, you trail.
I know.
Kayla, do you need any ice before you go? Like on your neck or wrist?
I'm good. I'm going to have a trail visit with Dr. Boone. I got lots of medical questions.
Yes.
What you want?
Yeah, that's to go. Just leave out. I'll grab what you
Oh,
want.
yeah.
I'll be okay with that, I think.
Okay.
And I put Voltaren on you right away. So
Yeah.
you should be good.
Don't let me forget my phone.
It's right here.
You got your poles.
Okay, these are in the wrong spot.
We did it wrong.
But I love the effort.
Thank you. We
Hey,
tried.
you know I'm a rookie at this.
Hey, man.
Although he was about to say that whoever filled them up did a really good job. That was me.
All right, great. That's your good luck. You want these back?
Oh, we're matching.
Yes. Oh wait, show it to the camera. You're matching. All right. First pacer, Caleb. We got Dr. Boone and Caleb.
First pacer, best pacer.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Alright, are we ready?
You got your tracker in your belt.
I got my tracker.
You got all your food.
I got my phone.
You want your sandwich to go?
Do I have a headlamp in here?
That's the one I was just
I
asking
don't
you.
think so. I'm gonna put this in here.
Okay, your blinky's in there then. That's what I thought.
Alright.
Hey, buddy.
All right, head on out. You got it.
Buddy. Yep. Alright, bye.
Love you. Bye. Go crush it. Kayla will keep you motivated. Woo! Female energy.
So Kayla and I take off from the Graphite Aid stations about mile 55, and we head back up Star Gap. So this is my third time going up Star Gap, which is this pretty steep and punchy little trail which gets you up onto Heartbreak Ridge. However, this time, instead of going back up Heartbreak, we continued down the backside of Star Gap, which pops you out onto Jarrett Creek Road. And Hellbender course had to be changed this year due to impact of Hurricane Helene and several trails and roads being closed. But Jarrett Creek Road has been a part of Hellbender since its first go around about 6 years ago. And it is this road that everyone kind of knows as just, it's maddening. You're deep in the race and it goes up, it goes down, it goes up and goes down, and it just seems to last forever. This forest road that is never ending. And so that was kind of the experience Kayla and I had, and we kept wondering, when are we going to reach Durden Mountain Aid Station?
And so I think we ran about 13 miles from Graphite back to Camp Greer. And I didn't see the rest of the course, but it seemed like for the first half of our run, it was very hilly, a lot of ups. So it was a mix of hiking, running, and I kind of asked Boone, but mostly stayed behind him so that I didn't accidentally, mess up the pace. And kind of just took his cue of when we were running, when we were walking. And I think my job, at least what I did, was just to kind of take his mind off of it. We talked about a few random health ailments because, you got a doctor at your attention for 13 miles, and just told him silly stories about my kids, Andy and Reed. And then I feel like the last half, it felt like we could run a little more, which was nice. We went through one aid station that was very cool. It was in the middle of the woods, and it was a Mexican fiesta, and there was a piñata. And actually the guy that left the station right before us, were having everyone, when they left, smack the piñata, and the guy right before us smacked it, and it burst. So that was kind of fun. And then after that was to me, that was the point. We were running a bit before, but after that, it was almost all pretty runnable. And we knew we had 5 miles to go till the next aid station. So it felt like that was a boost. Yeah, we were joking. Because my kids were running around at Camp Greer for this whole time while Brian was with them and working, and kept telling Boone, look, we gotta make sure we get back so I can get him home to bed. We can't go too slow. I had a new appreciation because even that 13-mile stretch, I felt it in my legs just because so much time on feet. Over 3 hours is, one of the longer runs I've done. So I was like, man, I don't know how you're feeling. He seemed in good spirits. You could tell the last bit of trails coming into Camp Greer were a little more mountain biking trails, which I think is a little annoying to run on, the up down. So he was not happy about those. But I was really impressed. He was sort of just keeping it going, and I could tell that maybe we were passing a threshold of I'm tired, I'm not feeling great, and I know I have still 40 miles to go, and it's in the night, but it was still light by the time we got out. We didn't have our headlamps on yet. So it's fun when we came into Camp Greer. That's where there's a ton of people. My kids were running like crazy. People were cheering, and yeah, then he did his switch, and it was crazy how quick that all happens. And then I think within about 10 to 15 minutes of stopping running, I was in the car to take my kids home to bed. So it was a quick transition.
You're free to go.
Yep. All right,
But it was good to have Kayla there to distract me, keep my mind off of the kind of monotony of the Jarrett Creek Road. Until you get to the right before Camp Greer, you think you're there. You jump onto these mountain bike trails and you're just going back and forth, back and forth. You can see the camp, but you're just not there. And so Kayla and I were, riding these mountain bike trails as best we could. And we're thankfully able to kind of sneak into Camp Greer before the sun went down, which was one of the main goals I had.
Great. Could you
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
This year's course uniquely comes back through the start-finish area, which is Camp Greer, this great place in Old Fort, North Carolina. And it's about at mile 68 in the race, which is a really tempting place for runners to stop. But my crew did a good job of not letting me focus on stopping at all. And we kind of went in there and got to business. Was able to put my legs up like I like to do, get some more Voltaren put on the quads and the IT bands, and get kind of geared up with the headlamp and the nighttime gear ready to pick up a new pacer, which was my good friend Justin Reeder, and be able to take on get ready to take on the night. We head back out as it's starting to get dark and turn on our headlamps, and essentially due to the course reroute, we're doing the Kitsuma, Bernard, Graphite, Star Gap, Jarrett Creek Road, Jordan Mountain Loop again, which that loop is just over 30 miles. And so I've already ran all of these trails and going out to do them one more time. And so we hit Kitsuma, which is the second time, and it's pitch black. And this time went a lot slower than the first time. And Justin was with me for miles 70 through 90. And this is kind of where I hit another low point where I wasn't eating or drinking as much. You know, it was dark. I was finding that low of like, we're really far into the race, we're really tired, but we're not close enough to the finish to get that like rush and adrenaline of like, yes, let's finish this race. And so I really had a lot of thoughts going up Kitsuma of like, why am I doing this? Like, what's the point? Like, should I just drop out? Even though I was objectively doing really well and hitting on my goals, you know, those thoughts come, and I imagine they come to a lot of people in 100 milers, which is part of what keeps you coming back, is like, how do you hit that low? How do you hit rock bottom? And then how do you come out of that? How do you overcome those barriers?
My name is Justin. We share an office together, and Boone pulls me along on a lot of his runs. I ran with Boone from Camp Greer to Graphite, which was mile 68 to 87. He came into Camp Greer looking really strong and ran quite fast. We caught up to a few people heading through the trails of Camp Greer. Like, it seemed like it was feeling pretty easy for Boone. Switched on the headlamp after about 30 minutes. And we're cruising for a while. We hit Kitsuma, and then that's when things did not feel so good. And then we had that moment at the top of Kitsuma when we started down the road where your like temperature just wasn't regulating, and you grabbed my long sleeve shirt for like all of 30 seconds, and then you're like, you know what, I'm too hot, I'm done with this, and then you gave it back to me. There was a lot of hiking in silence. But to Boone's credit, he was still, any flat section, he was running through that, which was awesome, until we got to the top of Kitsuma, where there was Kitsuma Aid Station. That was kind of, I think, his lowest moment of my time with him was when we got to the top. We weren't there that long. He found a cot, kind of laid down, had some potato chips. At some point, Boone was just like, I need to get out of here. I need to leave. And I think I like sort of precipitated that when I told him he needs to eat some Cheez-Its. Like, oh, I don't eat cheese. And I was like, well, I don't think it's actually real cheese, but I think that was all like Boone, the annoyance that Boone needed to be like, all right, I just need to leave, which I think was the right thing, because we just needed to not be at that aid station anymore. You're sitting there like right on I-40, hearing highway traffic go by in the dark. You just need to keep going. But then we cruised for a while, downhill on the road, caught up to a couple people. Power hiking again up Bernard Mountain, which was great. And we caught up to, I think, 2 or 3 runners. Yeah, we just kept cruising running downhill. Passed off to Brian at Graphite Aid Station. That was really quick.
And so we come back into Graphite for the third time for that aid station and meet crew again. This time they got, it's dark, they got a big bonfire going. We got everything set up by the bonfire, and people are running around, and at this point are pretty good at figuring out what I need and how to take care of me.
And we'll Taryn.
Hey, what's up? Hey, Tyler. What's happening? Oh, you know. I need to tape this stuff.
What do you need to tape?
Tape.
Oh, I got it.
How you doing, Kate?
Body glide.
How are you doing? That's the bigger question.
Better than I was.
Do you want a different shirt?
No. You're gonna. It's so humid. It felt very.
Ibuprofen?
What?
Ibuprofen.
Ibuprofen. Switched over.
Okay.
Please.
You guys have ibuprofen in the med
Pull
kit?
switch over, please.
I have it in my car.
Okay, can we have that?
Sure. Med kit, Lex.
Yeah, the med kit's in the car. So Katie's just gonna get it. Thank you. I have Voltaren. Where do you want it? Okay. Awesome.
And I think he's on his first.
We gotta be out of here by 1, okay?
Okay.
Here's his tracker.
Libby, keep track of time. He wants to be out of here at 1.
Okay, we got 7 minutes.
Perfect.
Where's this go?
How was it?
Good. Good and bad. I was gonna die in Katsuma.
Yeah, but you crushed Katsuma. You did so good. Chips. They have rice balls with soy. They have avocado wraps.
Just more broth.
More broth.
Let me just keep my feet up a little bit longer.
Yeah, just keep doing what you can. Yeah, I can be that one.
We got 6 or so minutes until 1.
Yeah, we got 4 hours, which I think we can do it. And yeah, just
Oh yeah,
dig
we're
in.
doing it.
You get your legs up higher.
It's okay. That's fine, Mom. You can have some noodles in there. It's okay.
Well, just
Do we have a Coca-Cola?
I'd go 200s.
Okay, sweet. Thanks. Can I
I
get
got
some
extras
water?
too if you want.
Yeah.
Wait, can we open? Sorry, I can't.
I got it, dude. Yeah. Yeah, you're good.
Straight gel.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay. Yeah, give me some Coke.
It's right here.
Not just have it available. I'll get up in a second.
You want me to waterfall it in your mouth?
Yes.
3 feet or above.
Water. Waterboard me.
Dose. Yeah.
Yeah. I think. What did Andy say? Andy said, "I'm still proud of Boone,
The other part.
even if
Oh,
he
thank
doesn't beat the Norwegian guy."
Should we pray that Boone's still proud of himself even if he doesn't win?
Yes. So we have just waters in your pack. Do you need a Theragun at all?
No, I'll just drink some before I leave.
Nice work. What's your temperature situation?
God, it's so fucking humid.
You want more ice?
No.
Okay.
But yeah. You go from like being hot to cold,
Yeah, that makes sense.
and you can't like sweat. Where's the chafe stuff?
It's right here. Body Klein.
The real question is your heart rate monitor is still functioning.
He's crushing it.
Yeah.
Do you want to take this little Coke with you?
No, I'll be okay.
We got a monitor. We got bottles. We got poles.
Gels and chews.
I'm gonna switch to this headlamp. Brian, you have an extra headlamp, right?
Yeah.
Where's my small headlamp? I put
It's already in your bag.
No, it's not. I put it on the
Oh, that one? You want to wear this one?
Yeah. I just dropped.
You don't need your blinky yet.
I have the blinky. It's no more
Okay,
roads.
you're dropping that.
Yeah. It's just hurting my head.
Is it your first time wearing it?
For a long period of time.
You get 3 minutes.
Okay. Can I get a Theragun?
Yes, yep.
Okay. There's way too much food in here.
That's what you asked.
I know. We gotta take out some nutrition though.
So there's 3 of those green things.
3.
Here, it's all on one side, so remove one green.
You can leave the awesome sauce and the scratch gummies in there.
So that's the stuff you want.
Take the SIS out.
Yeah, so that's all on the right.
Here.
There's 1 caffeine precision gel, yep. And then there's 3 of the green ones on the left
Okay,
side.
that's perfect.
Okay. Because I wanted to make it like simple.
Alright, I got you. Want me to say whatever you don't want?
That's good.
Alright, I got you SIS for you.
He's feeling up.
take them on the run, then they're mine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can have him. He has plenty.
Actually, no.
Nor do I think you want
That's
those
like
for a little while.
That's like $60 of gels actually.
You got the tracker. Yep. You have all your headlamps. You have 3 headlamps. Where's your poles? They're in there? Perfect.
Yep.
That's all that matters to me. You don't need any warm clothes.
No, I got enough. It's
Perfect.
like I said, it's humid as hell.
Got it.
It's like it's steam room.
Here, wait, I got something.
Okay.
Ta-da! Yay! All right, you ready to go?
The salamander.
All right, it's good luck.
Ready to go. All right.
Have
See you soon.
fun.
See you guys in a little while. See ya.
All right, take it home. Woo woo!
And at this point, I pick up the final pacer, my friend Brian Atkinson, who also happens to be one of the medical directors for the race.
Oh. My name's Brian Atkinson. Boone and I became friends at Mayheck during residency and after. Oh, Hellbender's a lot of things to me because I am one of the medical directors of the race. So it's kind of how I got introduced to the trail running world, first time running in it. What sounds like characteristic Lex fashion, we were an hour early, just in case. And so it was dark. It was basically the middle of the night by that point. Lots of headlamps, hard to see exactly who was who. And at the aid station, there was a really nice little bonfire, and it had gotten kind of chilly by that point. I'm sure not to Boone, but I was cold. We were kind of hanging out there. Every time a headlamp would come to the aid station, we'd be like, is that Boone and Justin? And like, oh, no, it's not them. And eventually it was them. And we had that aid station all kind of prepared very close to that bonfire. My section was the last like 12 or 13 miles of the race. So we went up Star Gap and then down Heartbreak and then through Jarrett Creek and that really annoying mountain bike section to the finish. On the way up Star Gap, so this is my first time like pacing someone in an ultra or in a 100 at least. And so I kind of was expecting him to feel really, really terrible and be kind of like encouraging him to take steps and eat food. But he seemed like pretty comfortable actually, at least up Star Gap. So we were kind of more shooting the breeze and I was distracting him with conversation and let him lead and just check to make sure he is fueling. And so then we bombed down the Heartbreak section until we got to Jarrett Creek, which is more of like a big forest road, but the Heartbreak section is actually pretty technical single track. And he was moving really well there. And by this point we had this whole way, we were kind of lapping the people who were still on their first leap. So we were kind of blowing by people, which I think was encouraging to be passing people and getting little, cheers along the way. Jarrett Creek seemed eternal to me, and I was not that many miles in. That one I think was probably the mentally more challenging part for Boone, where he was just like, oh my God, I thought we were gonna be turning off onto this little single track, and it just keeps not happening. But by that point, there was a guy who I didn't realize, but who they had been kind of exchanging positions throughout the day, and he was kind of slowly coming up on us. I was like, okay, let's try to run up this one, and then take a little walk break on the steeper parts, but we were trying to keep the pace strong until the last Jarrett Creek aid station, which was very cool. They had all these really cool signs and lights and stuff. And we saw Brian Gottwald, who is covering, is one of our sports medicine fellows right now. And, he's very, very positive. So he gave us a lot of cheers. Shortly after that aid station, which is probably, maybe five-ish miles to go, you kind of keep going down Jarrett Creek and then you enter this really just kind of undulating mountain bikey trails before you finish. And that's when that dude caught up with us, and he had a pacer as well. And the pacer clearly was on a mission to get him past us. So they kind of were dropping the hammer and were trying to just blow past us, but Boone locked onto him and just sort of hung onto him through Jarrett Creek. And I was just trying to hang on to Boone by this point. And then Boone knew that we were about to enter the single track part and have this really steep downhill. And he just sort of dropped the hammer and bombed down this downhill extremely quickly, faster than I was comfortable doing. He was starting to drop me on the descent. Then after we got down that descent, we put this huge, we probably put like, I don't know, 45 seconds to a minute on this dude in like 4 minutes. So we had built a little cushion, and by that point, that was when Boone was like, okay, like now take me home, sort of. So I got in front and started trying to push, and I felt like we were moving really fast, actually. So we were kind of hammering, and then I would kind of like maybe hammer a little bit too hard and be like, okay, chill out for a second, and then we'd kind of slow down slightly, but we were moving really, really good the last like 3 or 4 miles. We were passing tons of people who were on their first loop, and we blew by somebody who was ahead of him at some point, didn't even realize it because we were going by so fast. And then, yeah, getting into the finish, and it was awesome. In the wee hours of the morning, and we finished, yeah, around 3 or 3:30 or something like that. And then once we kind of saw the lights and stuff, I kind of pulled off, and he did the Boone kick into the finish, and I kind of just like skirted around the side. It was cool, you know, Boone always closes. He looked like, you know, obviously uncomfortable, but I would say he looked pretty good actually, after having done what he did. And I had to go back and start covering again.
Awesome.
I don't think there's many.
You kind of go into this state where, again, like you don't really feel the pain of the 100 miles. You just put on your body, and all you can feel is the joy and the reward of finishing a really challenging thing.
Of course, yeah.
Nice work.
Oh, hey. What's up, buddy? Did you get some sleep? Yeah. Glad you guys were here. All right.
I have a bunch of stuff over here. Right over here.
And make it through in, I think 23 hours and in 1 minute, and just to be surrounded by, I felt pretty drained, pretty tired, but I felt much better than I have in the past after previous efforts of the same distance. And so I think to some degree, like my body was getting used to 100 miles and what it takes and what to expect.
Classic Boone. Sprint in the finish.
Congrats, man. Thanks, man.
For me, my goals were, my first goal was always to have fun. Check, I did that, had a ton of fun, got to celebrate with a lot of the important people in my life. 2, my goal is to finish. That's always my second goal, and which I did it. I was able to get across the finish line, finishing in just over 23 hours. I was able to accomplish that goal, and so felt very fortunate to enjoy the process, enjoy the training, and have a fun celebration that led to a really strong finish.
Yeah, this is like this is more like typically my wake up time rather than my bedtime, but it's like 4. Hopefully I think we did that faster than I did the loop with Caleb.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you better.
Yeah. Do you know what place I got?
Top 10.
Yeah?
Yeah, and you almost beat that other guy.
The guy who's standing at the finish line?
Yeah, you guys were like 20 seconds or something. Like 20 or 30. Because we saw a group of headlamps, and then all of a sudden y'all came in.
Man.
Dang.
That's
coming down.
Yeah.
Oh, I did too. As soon as I said that. I don't know what happened.
Where are you going?
I was gonna say congrats. Hey man, good run.
Dude, good stuff, man.
Yeah.
That was so.
So what's next? I think the next thing that kind of inspires me is Fonta Flora 50K, which is hosted by the same race director, Brandon Thrower, and really excited to get on another local course and see what I can do in a faster 50K. There's so many people to thank in this process. I think my track and field career were really inspiring and kept track and field fun and helped me become a better runner along the way. I want to thank my mom, who was able to be at a lot of my track meets growing up and was able to come down and watch this 100-mile finish. I, of course, want to thank my wife, Lex, who makes everything happen, allows me to run on a day-to-day basis and supports me in a great way, not only as a partner, but as a crew captain during these long races, which I think is a really unique skill set to have. And I want to thank my pacers, Kayla Atkinson, Brian Atkinson, Justin Reeder, some really great friends that I have who I'm able to run with on a regular basis and who really kind of kept me motivated and going during both the high and low points during the race. And I really want to thank the Western North Carolina community and the Hellbender race organization, who put on such a good race, who kind of came through all the barriers and adversity that came along with getting through Hurricane Helene to build a really fantastic event that was able to, you know, support runners, show them great parts about Western North Carolina, and bring us closer together as a community. I want to thank the audience for watching this video and watching me as I aspire to become the best trail runner I can be.
Great, thank you. That's a wrap.
On to the next one.